Nigerians. Voicetv is on the street to find out from Nigerians their reaction to the riot act read by the president to the NSA and the chiefs. What are we going to get from Nigerians? Follow me. My name is Mohammed. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Can we meet you, sir?
Yes, my name is Badeba Astrop.
Yesterday, the president sent the NSA to read the riot act to Nigerians that Zamfara is now a no-fly zone and anybody involved in kidnapping, banditry, and terrorism will see the kinetic force of Nigeria. What do you say, or what do you respond to that?
The president has made a very beautiful speech.
All right.
But my fear is that the same president have made several in the past. And today we have not seen the impact. Maybe this just will be one of those speeches he has made in the past. You know, that he's going to do this to the people and nothing has been done.
So
it is now we will know. Nigerians will tell. The Nigerians will know after he has spoken. If there's any other one, any banditry from today, it is then Nigeria will know the body language of the Mr. President. But the reality is this. The reality is we should know that we are all students of history. The late Sani Abacha, he said, and I quote, he said, it under 24 hours, if anything happened in the country, then nobody could surmount it. It means the government in power is conscious and is partaking to it. See, what I'm trying to say in essence is that the Zamfara issue has long been overdue. It has been there for long. Banditry has been rampaging all over the country. It is not today. It is not last year. It is not 2 years ago. It's not 3 years. That is what led to the removal of the former service chiefs. And today, those core service chiefs are now being given ambassadorial positions to do a cover-up for them. So you understand that it is like there's a kind of double game in what Mr. President is doing. For now, I wouldn't want to talk about the politics behind it. I just want to say specifically that what the federal government, the president has said is doubtful in the mind of majority of Nigerians, because Zamfara scenario come not first time, second time, third time. Look and see what happened recently in Niger State, and definitely is going down south. Look at what has been happening in Southwest and other parts of the eastern part of the country. Then what are we talking about? Is it that the bandits or the Boko Haram are more powerful than this country, the giant of Africa? Should we be deceiving ourselves?
So basically, as you're saying,
to me, I don't actually believe it. I must tell you the truth.
With the no-fly zone,
see,
and the mining,
all this is you are talking about.
Yes.
If you go down to Zamfara State, first arrest the governor of the state, declare a state of emergency in that place, remove the governor of the state, use Obasanjo's system. You will see all this thing will end. People are perpetrating it on the weakness of Mr. President.
And right now, is it not the same thing he's doing now? It's putting Zamfara as in a state of emergency.
He has said it. Let's look the action. It's action that matters, not the speech.
So meaning up until now, even with that,
let me be open to you. Within now and next month, when nothing happened, or maybe this banditry has stopped, it is then Nigerians will jubilate that Mr. President has spoken. He has made speeches in the past, and they continue to perpetrate all up to this moment.
What do you think is actually efforts of governors in states? Do you think
the governors are the chief security officers? They have said it times in that number that they should allow the governor of the state to be in charge of security of their state. Let us have state police. Let us have community police. Let us have this to check this thing. But federal government always go against it just because they are the one perpetrating it.
But do you think the government don't have a cogent reason saying the governors are emperors right now? And we all know, imagine the scenario of Imo State, the current governor and the former governor.
Very good.
Imagine the state youth being used on each side.
The problem is that
is the same the
reason is simple. The reason is simple. It's not, see, when you are playing politics with security, this is what you see. You don't play politics with security. Remember, the Mr. President is the commander-in-chief of armed forces. Before a governor should do anything in the state, Mr. President will be aware. They will go to Abuja and seek for the nod of Mr. President to send soldier or send police. But if there is state police, within 10 minutes, they can be there and quell the matter. And that's what I'm saying. I know politicians want to take advantage of having this enormous power in the state. But since the federal, since the national, since the presidency has failed in protecting lives and properties, then the next is for the state governors to take charge for now to ensure that there's security in their various states. Remember what happened yesterday? The governor of Kwara State now decided to meet governor of Oyo State due to the influx of the bandits from Oyo State to Kwara State, so that there will be a synergy between the two states in arresting the situation. This is what I'm talking about. The president, the federal government has lost control of the security apparatus of this country.
So, Nigerians, you've heard from Mr. Hastrop. It is not going anywhere, this topic. And like he rightly said, he is in doubt to trust whatever it is that's coming from the presidency until he sees action. Thank you for
Thank you.
That act read by the presidency on the Zamfara state insecurity issue. There is no fly zone, and the mining should stop immediately. That anybody involved with banditry, kidnapping, and every other criminal activity will face the kinetic force of Nigeria. Do you believe that, or do you have any questions?
Why is he reading the riot act only in Zamfara? Why not in the places that all these ills in the society is taking place? Why must he read only in Zamfara? My paper. Why must he be only in Zamfara? He would have been reading all this riot act to all these states. How many riot acts have been read in Borno and Maiduguri side? How many riot acts have been read in Northeast? Why only in Zamfara? People are dying on daily basis in almost all the facets of Nigeria, all the areas. There's no area that is safe. And he's reading only riot act to Zamfara. Why?
So you don't believe what he said?
Well, there's nothing in Nigeria that politics doesn't play a role in. I believe this is just a political statement. It doesn't hold much water as far as I'm concerned.
So, like with what you just said now, it means there is nothing that will change, even with the new service chiefs.
My brother, me and you have been in this country. The new service chiefs, they just came. We don't know what will come of them. But they were part of the old system now. Is there any of them that will just jump down from heaven? They have been working with the old service chiefs. So I don't think there's something much that will change. If there will be any change, it will be a little. We all expect change in all their works. If there will be, it's just a little. Because all of them have been there with the old service chiefs. These are not new people in the military. They have been there in our military. So what are they bringing on board now that they did not suggest to their bosses before? I don't understand.
So what do you recommend if you were to be in charge? How would you have tackled this?
These ills in the society will have been nipped in the bud from the beginning, as the president promised Nigerians. Immediately he came on board, he would have started this from beginning. When anywhere there is any little riot or any little thing that can cause lives, shedding of blood, he would have come in immediately. But he did not start it from beginning, because almost the whole thing started with herdsmen and farmers. The clash started from there up till it ended up now where we cannot even tell. In fact, it has not ended because we don't know. The thing has been graduating. Before he came, we were contending with Boko Haram mostly. But look at us here today. You can testify it yourself. We have Boko Haram now. We have kidnappers. Armed robberies in the increase. Now it has graduated to banditry. We don't know where it will end tomorrow. So he did not start in time. That's my own.
So basically, you felt his lack of reacting quick to it is what has led us to this place.
Definitely, that is it. He did not react quick. He did not react quick.
You have heard from Mr. Joe, and we hope that there is a solution quick in the corner for all of us to rest in peace.
God will help us, because when we face God, He will help us to end all these things. I believe in God. You're welcome.
May we meet you, sir?
Good morning. I'm Mr. Tijani Onu Ibrahim.
Thank you, Mr. Tijani. Yesterday, there was a riot act read on Zamfara State. First, it's been declared a no-fly zone. Second, mining will stop immediately. And third, that every player in the banditry, kidnapping, and other terrorism business will face the kinetic force of Nigeria. Do you believe that, and what do you think about that?
I believe that, and it is a welcome development for the Riot Act. We have been expecting that for long. It's one of the issues some of us have been criticizing Mr. President for taking a decision at late hours. If you look at the scenarios in Zamfara, the Zamfaras are involved. Our friends that have been to Zamfara, at school in Sokoto, then most of what are happening, especially in Moru, when the other governor was there, the emir of Moru was involved. Other chiefs and securities there are involved. The politicians are involved. Let us be candid with ourselves.
So, which means you're saying it is not the president, rather there are internal political tussle that's creating all of
yes,
this.
of course there are. There are. Look, imagine this: 317 female students have been dragged along. Can you tell me that when those students have been dragged, that nobody saw them? They were not conveyed in the vehicle. They were dragged to the bush and the hilly areas. And then at the end of the day, they said, negotiation. How do you negotiate with a criminal? You negotiate with the criminal, tomorrow he will tell you he's more than the government. You understand? When students have been adopted, the next thing that will come online is negotiation. Something is fishing there.
Which means there are internal players
yes,
of the state.
The issue of mining in Zamfara, some of the big wins within the state are involved from a reliable source. When the Chinas and whatever will be taken to the mining site, there will be no adoption, no kidnapping.
Why is Nigerians?
Yes, what does it imply?
So, which means you have the belief that there will be a change in the kidnap, that is, Nigeria will win the war going forward. That's what your take is?
Yes, if you use force. We have to use force on them. The kidnappers we are seeing, even in Abuja here, some of them go to park, they fish out information. They tell the kidnappers, so vehicle is coming with so number of people, color and the numbers. They attack them on the way. They use information. Can't you imagine somebody crossing 6 a.m. crossing the road at Central area, NNPC area, and he was kidnapped in Abuja? The journalist that was kidnapped in Kuba, what happened? They use information. They have people and insiders.
So, what is your recommendation or suggestion to the government moving forward? Whoever they meet, are you saying the person should face the connect for?
Of course, they should. They should. And it's time along that the Senate has to pass the law that any kidnapper cause should be sentenced to death, like what is done in Kaduna State. Why should we shy away from it?
You feel Nigeria has gotten to that point?
Of course, of course. If I was in the shoe of the president, I will use force. With the suggestion RFI brought, how can you get somebody who earns 200,000, 300,000 naira in a year, and now he earns millions, and you tell him that you should come and negotiate with him? Is that possible? Where will he get those millions again?
That means on your part, you're like the president saying no amnesty for every criminal.
Of course, no amnesty. Whoever is caught, finish him.
Thank you for speaking with us.
You're welcome.
Good morning. What's your name, sir?
My name is Yakubu.
Sir, yesterday the presidency read the Riot Act on Zamfara. One, it is no longer it's a no-fly zone area. Two, that every mining operation should stop with immediate effect. And three, that anybody involved in banditry, kidnapping, or any act of criminality or terrorism will face the full force of the Nigerian people. Do you believe in that, sir?
That is a welcome development. We have been expecting that since long ago. The government need to take action. In fact, proactive action against those people. The no-fly zone order is a welcome idea because I believe it's part of the solutions if taken serious.
Before now, I think we've been hearing speculations that there are people involved from Zamfara, that are from Zamfara state involved in this business. Is that what your thought is, sir?
I strongly believe that there are cabals, in fact, a cadet who control those mining activities within and outside.
So, are you saying Nigeria should go ahead and use the kinetic force it has to end this? And do you think
Yes,
it is
I
one of those avenues that will stop this?
yeah, exactly. I 100% support that.
Now, what is your suggestion moving forward to other governors? Are they to emulate the same stand of the government on Zamfara? Can the governors move ahead using that with the state apparatus to start implementing that in probably communities where this
Yes, I would
activities happen?
advise the governor to embrace that with immediate effect so that it will bring down this issue of crisis, banditry, kidnapping, mining issues in the state.
Some people say the president is a slow and steady person. Do you think it helps in getting more investigation or it increases debt? Which one do you see?
It helps because whatever you are rushing, anything you rush, you might end up getting not exact result you want. But when you take things appropriately, slowly and steady, working on the appropriately, now getting your result, I think that's the best option.
So thank you very much for speaking with us today.
You're welcome, sir.
You, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning. What's your name, please?
Thomas is my name.
Yesterday, the
Yeah.
presidency, through the National Security Advisor, read the Riot Act on Zamfara. Zamfara now declared a no-fly zone. Secondly, all mining operations stop immediately. Third, they issued a last-minute warning saying anybody involved in banditry, kidnapping, criminal acts, or terrorism will face the kinetic force of the Nigerian people. What's your reaction or response to that?
The first is that it's a belated reaction. We have a government that is not proactive, a government that is always working. I doubt if we have a president. People have said that the man is not there, but all actions are pointing to the fact that whether he's there or not, we have inactive presidency. We have a National Assembly that is dead. The National Security Advisor should have resigned because all that we can see is that today you have an instance of people being kidnapped. Tomorrow, even in some days, you have more than 2-3 different aspects of kidnappings. What is he advising? If I were him or if I were himself, I will peacefully and humbly, honorably resign because I have failed in my duty. So even if the government says anything, no, I don't take the government serious. As I am, I'm a government of myself. I don't think, no, let me not even use the word think. I don't have a government. Nigeria has no government because the kidnappings are ubiquitous. You go here, kidnappings, you go there, kidnappings, and commonsensically, when you say you have kidnapped up to 300 people, do you know what it is to move 300 people with all the surveillance, all the registrations Nigerians are making, for which you assured us that you could trap anybody who commits any crime? But here crime is committed every day and the same people are negotiating with people. You can't arrest the people they are negotiating with, they know where they are, and you are now telling us you will stop it. You are just mocking yourself. The government is mocking itself, it's not mocking Nigerians.
Now,
And I am not afraid to say, because I am an outspoken Nigerian, I have always been in the media talking. They should stop deceiving us. We are wiser, far wiser than whatever deception. They will make laws. The government is a force to break the laws it makes. Nobody takes the government serious, even myself.
so now, as you're saying, is it that you're telling me the discordant tune between the governor of Zamfara State and the presidency? You're saying that loop again can still be can be used by the kidnappers and bandits, which means the governor and the presidency are not in tune. Do you think it's an avenue?
No, it is a game. You see, the game is sometimes we can be discordant, sometimes we can converge, we can have a convergent point, but we know what we are doing and we know where we are going. The truth is that they can't deceive us Nigerians. Okay, Nasarawa state governor is saying that insurgents are already in Nasarawa. Has the government done anything? They've not done anything. They are waiting until there will be kidnappings, until there will be killings, before they will now begin to react. A government that is always waiting to react when there is always an action is not showing that it is proactive. You go before the time. In those days, we had what they call NSO, that is now called the DSS. they will go ahead of any information. The government will tell you we are where these people are operating in so place. Go and arrest them. You see, Nigerians are beginning to remember late Sani Abacha, who said if something happens unabated for 24 hours, the government's hand is there. And that is what we have seen. Can you trace any inspirational quote from Buhari? Oh, I am for nobody and for everybody, but it's for the Fulanis. Whether he likes it or not, we have seen it. And we can't, at my age, I can look at him and tell him this is where you have failed. Because we knew when Nigeria was working. We know Nigeria is not working. All the young people here, you can't keep deceiving them. Oh, I'm going to stop banditry. Tomorrow, another. He was in Katsina, his state, when several things were done, even when school children were kidnapped. The first thing he did was to go and look after his cows. That shows you that he's not a responsible president. I mean, what kind of rubbish is that? For a man who says he's a president, he was voted by people. Even if he was not voted and he forced himself into it, he should be able to prove to Nigerians that he forced himself there for a good purpose and not for a detrimental purpose, as we can see it today everywhere.
So you mean the last line that they said they will use whatever force necessary? You don't believe that?
I don't believe. Who can he stop it? Can he himself? He was in Zamfara. Sorry, he was in his state. They came and kidnapped children. Do you know what it is? At least I have a little bit of military background. A president, a former military general in his state. How far was the place they kidnapped the children from where he was? What was he able to do? Nobody believes him. Even if he likes to say he will stop this, he will stop. He's just talking. He's an empty person talking empty promise, making empty promises. I don't believe him. Nigeria does not have any government. We should stop hoping in the government. Think of what you can do to help yourself other than depending on the government, because the government has failed us. All the promises end up becoming fallacies.
Nigeria, you have heard. We hope this response will help us think our strategies towards improving our security. Thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you.